The call is now being recorded.
A very good evening to all the mathematics passionate educators who are present today for the sessions, a 4-day long sessions being organized by Global Teacher Forum GTF and All India Educators Forum AIEF. And that is specifically for celebrating our National Mathematics Day, which is the birth anniversary of 135th birth anniversary of Srinivasa Iyengar Ramanujan, our greatest Indian mathematician. My name is Amit Bajaj, and I am a AIF Master Trainer, Google Certified Trainer, Leader GG Daily West, Cbse BIA Master Trainer, and a Senior Maths Educator working at CRP Public School Daily for past 22 years. So today's theme is about demystifying CBSE Class 12 Mathematics curriculum and sample paper. So without wasting any time, so let's begin with the session. So here is a brief introduction. I'm already talked about it. So let's move ahead. So you all are teaching grade 12th, or some of you are writing they are teaching for the first time. Some of you must be having, say, the experience of more than 10 years, 20 years. So our experience does count, but at the same time, those who are learner who are teaching for the first time, definitely they have their experiences. They can also intervene and can suggest more things. There's a noise coming. In case if there is a noise coming next time, I'm sorry, but I need to, remove the specific person. Otherwise, it will, disturb a lot in between in my sessions. Yeah, please. Thank you. So we'll be talking about the paper pattern and how to attempt the board paper. Few of the tips will be given to you, and most of the slides of this presentation will be shared with you in between the session itself. I'll be sharing the link with you. So the objective of current session, what is included, excluded in the CBSE Class 12 Maths exam? We all are aware of most of the things, but since NCERT came up with the idea of the rationalized curriculum, the CBSE curriculum is saying something different. The teaching community had some perceptions, some assumptions as such. So we'll be focusing on that so that there should not be any loss at the student's end. Then the design of sample paper and marking scheme released by CBSE. I'm sure every teacher must have gone through the same, and they have prepared their own schools' pre-board papers accordingly. Most of the schools have started with the pre-board examination from this week only, the 12th of December, as I aware of, because my exam is on 22nd of December only. So I'll be sharing the paper with you very soon. And then the tips on how to attend the examination paper, error analysis and remediation, and that I will covering unit wise, and lot of resources and sample papers categorically I will be sharing with you. So chapter wise weightage and deleted portion, when we talk about this, so I will not be covering each and everything which is mentioned over here. I'm sure you all are aware when I talk about the relational functions, chapter number 1 and 2, it carries a total of 8 marks weightage. By CBSE never give the chapter wise bifurcation. In one of the WhatsApp group, I could see the teacher were asking and demanding for chapter wise weightage, but CBSE never discloses or talk about it. They only talk about, say, the algebra and 10 marks. So which means matrices and determinants. Totally that will be carrying a weightage of 10 marks.
Actually, I'm attending one meeting. All India Mathematics PGT teachers for 12th class.
That's nice, Prafulji, but can you please keep yourself on mute? Okay, and calculus carries a total weightage of 35 marks, which includes our chapter number 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. It is all up to the question paper setter. The paper setter may give from the, maybe say the differentiation 15 marks, integration only 5 marks. But that never happened. We actually bifurcate based on the sample paper being released by CBSE. So most of the things are being in line with the way the sample paper is being prepared by CBSE. But remember, the team who are working on preparing of the curriculum, preparing for the sample paper, preparing the question paper, and the moderator, they all are different teams. So sometimes there may be some confusion. So we need to talk about that. So I'll be focusing on that as well. So vectors and three-dimensional geometry 14, LPP 5, and probability 8 marks. And at the same time, we have the internal assessment for 20 marks. I'm sure you all must have started with internal assessment or had a plan for the same. So I will be quickly sharing one link with you all so that you can, I'm sure you had your, okay, my screen may not be visible to you because I was using some different mode. So give me a second, I'll change my view so that my whole, give me a second. Yeah, now it is visible. I'm using my second device so that I will get to know what other educators are watching. So I'm sharing one specific link with you. You can always save that link with you. So here what exactly is given. I have provided with the 12th maths activity 1 based on relation functions, activity 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and so on. And it is purely up to you. So you can easily download these activities and they are all with the observation table as well. By mistake, I was out of this meeting. Yeah. Okay, so I was talking about the activity file. So a link is already shared with you. You can quick check out that link wherein the 10 activities, if you wish to plan the same, or it's all up to you. You want to change the idea, that can always be done. Chapter wise weightage, and that's purely a tentative weightage. As already I have mentioned, CBSE never says, say for chapter number 1 and 2, it is by CBSE, it is only 8 marks. But when we go through the sample paper being released by CBSE, relation functions, we find 5 marks question and inverse trigonometry 3 mark. And there is also a choice between the question of relation functions and inverse trigonometry, a 2 marker. So I've included that question in the relations and functions. But remember, inverse trigonometry has got a lot of type of problems in differentiation and application as well. So even it seems to be only 3 marker, but it may go beyond that. So student must be aware of the basic trigonometry, the grade 10th, 11th trigonometry, and inverse trigonometry. Matrices are determinant. Total weightage is 10. As you can see, matrices is only 2. But again, this is as per the sample paper. It may be 4 over here and determinant may be 6 as well. Continuity and differentiability 4 mark, AOD 10 marks, integrals 11 marks. Area of the bounded region. I'll be covering the some of the doubts which are over here. Then differential equation 5 marks. So this total calculus 35 mark, the red color one. Then the vector algebra 5 mark, 3D 9 mark, LPP 5, probability 8. So which total amounts to over 80 marks. I have also prepared that minimum level of learning. Sometimes we are worried and may I request everyone to be on mute. Okay, so minimum level of learning simply meant for those students who are struggling even today to pass. After this post-corona, we have now a large number of students everywhere. the students who are even not able to even pass the examination. So what exactly is required? What as a teacher we should recommend and guide to them? So you would like to take a screenshot of the same. So this is my personal suggestion for you. Relations and functions and inverse trigonometry, because this time the easier type of problems are there. We do not talk about the inverse trigonometry. So therefore, you can consider that and inverse trigonometry. 8 marks for that. Matrices and determinant they must do, which carries a weightage of 10 marks. And I am focusing only on chapter number 5, continuity and differentiability. I'm not talking about AOD, because AOD have increasing, decreasing, maximum, minima, the word problems, and word problems, sky is the limit. Even student learn all the questions given in NCERT textbook, say 6.5 or miscellaneous word problem. God knows what type of problem we can expect, and that specifically when it's about the case study questions. So therefore, for the weak student, those who are not able to cope up even till date, so I would highly recommend they may practice only continuity differentiability, means chapter number 5. Vector algebra and 3D. This time 3D has no plane. So and in line also, the main important thing is about the skew lines. So I am 100% sure, maybe I can say 99% sure, we may expect a question from the skew lines, or maybe the distance between the parallel lines as well, because there are two different formulas. Students get confused between the two. So vector and 3D, so that is actually 14 marks. But even I'm keeping a scope because student is not able to attempt say 1 or 2 questions. So let's say even 10 marker is okay from here. LPP must get those 5 marks, the graph wala question. Probability 8 marks. So that I am leaving the calculus portion, the most terrible for most of such students. And I'm keep leaving few chapter number 6 AOD as well, so that it will give you a scope for a student, a scope for scoring of 45 marks at least. So at least say a student is covering 45 marker, maybe say he attempt 40 marker or 35 marker, and in a board he is able to manage to get 30 marks. We are focusing not only on the students who should secure 80 out of 80, or maybe at the middle level. We are also worried and concerned this time about those students who are merely at the margin level or who are not able to pass. So that is one of the suggestion. You can always keep on changing this list and keep on your ideas in between. When we talk about relation functions, again, I will not cover or talk about this syllabus. The main thing is be aware of the deleted topics highlighted at the bottom. So these are the clear-cut deletion, the composition functions, inverse, and binary operations. And from inverse trigonometry, elementary properties, they are simply deleted. One thing is very, very important. Last time graphs were deleted for inverse trigonometric functions. But if you note again, graphs of inverse trigonometric functions are also included. So I don't know how many of you have actually covered those graphs, their domain and range, but God knows we can expect a question. Draw the graph of tan inverse x in its principal branch. Write its domain and range. So we can also expect such type of questions. Then from matrices and determinants, there is no confusion. There's a clear-cut elementary row transformation vagara is removed. Determinants, properties of determinants is removed. But today only I get to know about, I get one question paper, which was for conducted by Directorate of Education, Delhi government schools ke liye the paper was held. And there was a 1 marker MCQ question. And that question required the usage of the determinant property. But the basic idea is I can apply the basic logic, the expansion of the determinant idea, and based on my common understanding, the question can be solved. But basic properties, the student must be aware of that, but not the typical type of problems from that. Continuity and differentiability and AOD. From continuity, no confusion, roles and mean value theorem is deleted. AOD may say tangent, normal, and approximation. These two topics are deleted. And I could see even in that same paper, there was a question based on the tangent. But that tangent idea is just related to if the function y is given, find slope of our tangent. So that simply means we are talking about dy by dx. So that is, of course, possible. From integral, definite integral, limit as a sum, clearly exercise 7.8 is deleted. When we talk about applications of integral, the area between the two curves, there is a lot of confusion when I consider this specific thing. Area between the two curves. Remember that line is also a curve. So even in the sample paper or even in the last time term 2 board paper, same thing was mentioned, but we had the question where the two areas were subtracted, the upper area minus lower area. So I highly recommend that please do not only cover exercise 8.1, do consider the problems from exercise 8.2 as well. This is my personal and highly recommendation, because sometimes it is said two curves are there, when the areas are being added, such type of questions can only be asked. But if you check out the term 2 paper, there was a question upper area minus lower area. That concept can be used. And alternatively, the same question can be found using the y-axis. We generally calculate area using y dx, but it is possible that the area can be calculated using the y-axis, the x dy rule. So therefore, exercise 8.2 should not be skipped. Yes, the typical type of problems which are given and which the type of questions we were getting for years, the typical questions that can simply be avoided. Even area of a triangle ko lekar, there is a lot of confusion. That doesn't take much time. A simple type of a problem can always be discussed. I could see there are few hand raised. I can see in my second device. So if anyone would like to ask anything, please
Hari,
do let
good
me
evening,
know.
sir. Good evening,
Yes,
sir.
ma'am. Yes,
Sir,
ma'am.
is it enough for us to teach only with the standard form, that is center at the origin, vertex at the
Yes,
origin, or
yes.
parabola?
Yeah, because it is clearly mentioned in the curriculum itself in standard form only. Even in NCRT exercise or miscellaneous, you could see the solved example wherein the vertex of that parabola is not at origin. So such type of questions, clearly they will not be coming.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, is
Then in
modeless functions questions will come, sir?
No, there are no chances of that. But yes, when you talk about, say, question in a form, say, evaluate minus 1 to 3 mod x
Ah,
plus 2 dx.
yes,
And what does
yes,
this represent? So that type of
mm,
questions clearly we can expect in the examination.
yes. That type of modeless questions. I
Yeah,
understand.
yeah, that can be there.
Good
Okay.
evening, sir.
Yes, ma'am. Good
Sir,
evening.
sometimes they're asking line and plane questions also. In some sample papers, I observed.
Line and
Plane.
plane in area.
Yes, sir.
I'm not.
No, I think I'm asking about 3D, sir. 3D
Oh, I'm
questions.
not. I haven't come to that portion. No, see, forget about what sample papers are doing. They are
Okay,
just
sir.
having their question bank, so they just got copy paste the things. So we need to stick to the CBSE curriculum.
Okay, sir.
In fact, I had a word with the CBSE official as well regarding the NCRT rationalized curriculum. So they categorically and clearly mentioned that CBSE is the examination body. They have prepared the curriculum. So they haven't talked even about this NCRT rationalized curriculum. It is not being shared or forwarded at their website on CBSE. So whatever is mentioned in CBSE curriculum, we should follow that only. And of course, as far as private publication, as ma'am you were talking about, such type of questions, there may be in the sample paper, but if you are well aware, please guide your students that
Okay, sir.
plane is clearly deleted.
Delete. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. In a
Good evening,
differential
sir.
equation, yes, ma'am. Yes, please.
Sir, is the area of triangle when the vertices are given or the sides are given, is it in syllabus for this?
Yeah, specifically when I did mention and talk about that, there is a controversy, there is a confusion, doubt about it. We are expecting, say, a 3 marker or 5 marker from this particular subtopic, right? So if it is a three
Right.
marker, we cannot expect that type of question. If it is a 5 marker, then it may be there, but the chances are very, very less. So if I talk in terms of probability for area of a triangle, the probability is not more than, say, 1/10. This is my perception.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. Coming to the differential equation, but now this is again included. So even in the sample paper as well, dx by dy is given. Coming to the vector in 3D. So for vector, there is no confusion. Clearly the scalar triple product, that is deleted. That was deleted in the last session as well. And three-dimensional geometry, clearly the plane is deleted. So if you have any question related to coplanarity, coplanar lines, or ideas related to angle between the plane and line, anything which is given in exercise 11.3 NCERT, that is clearly deleted. And from miscellaneous exercise also, there are very limited number of type of questions to be covered. In fact, I have already shared one specific list of questions exercise wise, what from the latest curriculum students should do. I'll share that link once again. NCERT, exercise wise questions, what are required. Then from LPP, there is no confusion. The only thing is unbounded region is included this time, first thing. And second thing, when we say deleted portion is formation of LPP. The other day I was talking to one of the educator who is associated with Cbse and NCERT with in some position. Cbse had a plan to release another sample paper. If you recall, last time this also happened, but somehow they didn't come up with the idea of releasing that sample paper, because that sample paper had the question based on formation of LPP. So I would suggest, because LPP has got a real life application, there is no harm if you talk about at least say 2-3 questions, the word problems related to this specific topic. But yes, 99.99% clearly it will not be there, because only 3 marker question we are expecting specifically from here, and 2 question 1 marker in the form of MCQs. So simply graph is expected from LPP. Probability, there is no confusion, just that mean is there in the curriculum, but variance and standard deviation, they are deleted, and the Bernoulli trial and binomial distribution, that is clearly deleted. So we are expecting say 1 question specifically from Bayes theorem. So Bayes theorem may be say in the form of case study, but that is no way any hard and fast rule. Even I have seen 1 or 2 sample papers, they are focusing on independent event or maybe it's a random variable to form the case study questions. Let us now come to the Cbse sample paper. Of course, I'm sure everyone have already gone through the papers, so my purpose is not to teach and talk about each and every question, but that is the blueprint, the weightage prepared by me based on the Cbse sample paper. I will be sharing most of the slides from this presentation with you, as I have already mentioned. Or even if you want, you can take a screenshot of the same. So relation functions, inverse trigonometry, 1 question assertion reasoning from inverse is given, 1 marker, and
Sir,
3D.
excuse me, sir. Sorry, sir, to disturb you.
Yeah.
Sir, in the 3-dimensional geometry may find the
Yes.
point in which line intersects the XY plane. Shall we expect that XY plane already they
No,
studied
no,
in
no,
level?
no. I am not
That's what.
expecting that.
That's
Yeah,
what.
I am not expecting that, because clearly it is mentioned the idea of plane is not to be given. So student may
Plane
not be
removed.
aware of the idea.
Plane removed, but XY plane, YZ plane, coordinate plane they studied in class 11th May.
Yeah, that is what I'm coming to the point, that at least they have studied in grade 11th about the XY plane, plane and so on. So if they ask, so there cannot be any challenge. So if you wish, there is no harm in teaching and talking about such 2-3 questions only.
Yes, only
Excuse me,
XY,
sir?
YZ, ZX plane.
Yes. Yeah,
Excuse me,
absolutely true. Yeah, please.
Yeah, this is Amit.
Yeah,
So just
please.
wanted to confirm one thing. Point of intersection of 2 lines is in the syllabus.
Point of intersection of 2 lines. Yes, it is in the syllabus.
Yes.
Yeah, it is.
It is there.
Thank you.
Yeah. And then we have a clear idea about relation functions. 1 question with choice is given in the sample paper. I'll show you the sample paper, and both the questions are not the usual kind of the questions given in the sample paper, though they are very easy. but they are more of the journal kind of a form. Students are not comfortable, but 99% I'm sure CBSE paper setter, they give the specific, the particular type of questions, only straightforward type of questions.
Sir, excuse me, sir. What and all we expected in that sample paper CBSE, no? Same thing we can expect in board also, no? Assertion, reasoning, and case based. Same related chapters,
No,
right?
no, not at all. No.
Okay, sir.
There is a misconception, I would rather say, among the teaching community that since there are two case studies given from AOD, two case study questions are given from AOD. So I have seen few sample papers or maybe pre-board papers. They are covering two case study from AOD and one case study from probability. But
Okay.
it may be possible that we have the one case study from AOD, say one case study from applications of integrals, and one case study from probability. Because the total weightage of that 35 marks of calculus, definitely that has to be only maintained. But
Okay.
case study questions need not to be specifically from this. Remember that blueprint, the sample paper released by CBSE is just giving us the broader idea about what kind of a paper can be expected. But exactly we say that AR question from inverse and AR from only 3D will be there? Not at all. So we maybe students will be surprised to see AR and case study from different chapters as well. The word problem from determinant, that can also be covered into a simple case study problem. That is possible.
Thank you, sir.
I'll be sharing the link of a few case studies also at the end of this session.
Sir, please post it in that WhatsApp group also, sir.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Sir,
But
which WhatsApp group? Which WhatsApp group actually you will be sending all the links?
there is a group 12th, when you have registered for this session, so there was a message in that 11 12th Amit Bajaj WhatsApp group, so you can join that group. But otherwise I will be sending via email. Those who have registered.
I'm from UAE.
Yeah.
Actually, I got the link through my senior. So he sent me the link to WhatsApp.
So they can send the link. Yeah, you can always send a request. I'll share my mobile number with you as well, so you can be connected with me. I'll share the link on personal WhatsApp chat.
Even WhatsApp group also. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Thank you. Okay, so let's move ahead. Now I'll be talking about the time management, and that is the playing a most important, crucial role. You may like to take a screenshot of it. So the basic idea, I mean, again, this is not hard and fast to be get followed. Just the basic idea which I have prepared for, say, a 1 marker, section A, 1 marker, wherein we have 18 MCQs and 2 assertion reasoning question. I am assuming that child be getting 1 minute for each question. So that amounts to a total of 20 minutes. But sometimes it happens for assertion reasoning, a child may require more than 2 minutes, 3 minutes. Or for MCQ, child may need only 15 seconds. So I have kept 10 minutes extra buffer time so that section A at the most maybe say covered in 30 minutes time duration. Section B, 2 marker, 5 questions are there. And if each question takes say 2 minutes, so 10 minutes are kept for this. 3 marker, 6 questions. If 5 minutes are kept for this and 5-minute buffer time, so 35 minutes can be kept for section C. For section D, when we have a 5 marker long answer questions, there are 4 questions. So 10 minutes can be kept for that. That is enough time, 10 minutes for each such questions. So that amounts to 40 minutes. And for a source or a case-based study question, the 4 marker, there are 3 case study questions. So 12 minutes can be kept for the same. Even that amounts for 36 minutes only. So I kept 9 minutes as a buffer time over here. So 45 minutes can be given to the source or case-based study question, because there is a theoretical statement. So student need to understand that statement and then need to solve the question. So that may take more of the time. In the beginning, if you see reading time, which is 15 minutes, and that is a cool off time for some of the students who really enjoy that 15 minutes looking here and there what others are doing. And the smart student will make the best utilization of these 15 minutes in the beginning. What questions one need to be attempt? From which section should I begin? I generally, I mean, this is again my personal recommendation. Child should not start with say section A. They may begin with in a reverse manner, say section E, D, C, B, or B, C, D, or D, C, whatever. But if they are started with say section C, let them attempt all 6 questions in one go, if possible. Because there is no hard and fast rule. Sometimes students used to ask, are we supposed to attempt the paper in a proper order? So answer is clearly no. Student can attempt question number maybe say 15, 16, 17, 18, then followed by 20, 21, but that might confuse the evaluator. Therefore, it is recommended that if a child has started with a section C, all the questions of section C may be attempted in one go. So 15-minute time duration, one thing. For each question, what formula I am going to use. Child should bring that in his or her mind. Second thing, if there's the option wala question, choice question, which question a child think I am more comfortable with. So that question and what formulas are to be used. So that planning, pre-planning is required, because believe me on that, once the students start solving the paper, there are a lot of questions, 38 questions in those 3 hours time duration. And this is for the first time, and they have not, I mean, the habit of good enough writing practice also. I am facing this is in my with my school, in my school with my kids. I'm sure most of you are struggling and facing the same situation with your kids as well. They are not good at practice. They don't want to write. Trained for the same. Okay, after all this, you can see I have covered everything in this, and then I have kept even revision time of say 20 minutes. Right. Revision time is very, very important. Sometimes it may be only 10 minutes for few students, or maybe 15 minutes, but there must be the scope of at least 10 to 15 minutes reading time. Believe me on that. Once student revise their own problems, they actually find their own mistakes. 2, 3 marks always used to get increased. Sometimes it happens they have calculated 2 plus 3 as 6. It's a real instant which I have seen, I have observed while taking a round during the examination duty. So reading time and the revision time must be utilized in a better way. So here is the screenshot from the Cbse sample paper. I will not be talking about that because we have a lot of other things to be covered in this session. So everyone must have gone through the paper, must have shared and discussed the same with your kids as well. One thing is very, very important, which I highly recommend. Maybe say a child is attempting question number 1 and the correct answer is say, what is the correct answer? Skew symmetric. Then what is the answer? Option C. So sometimes child writes C only, or they write in such a way that someone is not able to understand what exactly is written. So it may be read as A or it may be read as C. So A hai, C hai, ye hai. So I would highly recommend, if the option is C, child should write C, and at the same time, it take hardly 5 seconds to write the option as well, like this. D is correct or say B is correct. Not only A, B, C, D, but the correct option must be written by the student. Then we have a simple type of questions over here. Again, I'm not going to discuss these questions. You are learned teachers, so you all must have gone through the paper, the questions here as well. Then we have the assertion reasoning questions. As you can see, domain of the function secant inverse. We generally focus on sine inverse, cos inverse, and tan inverse. But highly recommended, we should always talk about the domain of the other 3 inverse trigonometric functions at the same time. Okay, there is one question I just read in the chat box. For section A, no explanation is required. Only the correct answer will carry 1 mark. Wrong answer will carry 0 mark. So if a child used to start solving the whole question, they are just wasting their time. No calculation is required. But if they are doing some calculation, maybe say 2, 3 steps, instead of writing the same in the rough work, they can always write as a fair work as well. But they must highlight their final answer. Okay, so for assertion reasoning, I'll be sharing few resources with you in between the session. So we all know what type of questions are expected. Initially, we all had the perceptions, kaisa hoga, how to attempt that. But I'm sure now your students are also well versed with the type of questions we can expect. But as I already mentioned, it may not be only from inverse trigonometry. It may not be only from three-dimensional geometry. It may be from any two chapters from the syllabus. Then we have these two marker questions. All are direct type of questions, but I would like to bring your attention to question number 24. If you check out this question, direct differentiation. Yeah, please be on mute. So I can solve this question by direct differentiation as well, but that is very, very calculative and tough. I have tried that. But if we use the substitution method, trigonometry approach, then of course there is the usage of inverse. So trigonometry, no escape from that. A student must be aware of that. Approaches of substitution method, the same, the standard form में लेकर आना in case of inverse trigonometry. Then in the three marker, there is no question as such, which is challenging. The direct type of questions are there. The only thing over here is in 33 question, you can see. So these are the generalized type of questions, which I personally feel board avoid. Equivalence relation, both of the questions here, if you see, they are given from the same, from prove that this given function is 1, 1 and on 2. And in a choice part, we may have the question based on equivalence relation. Then the direct type of questions, give enough practice for the question type 35 number. Question number 35. Then we have the case study questions. You must have tried solving these case study questions as well. Not much challenging as this seems to be. Basic ideas are used, but I would like to bring your attention to this particular thing when in this case study question, they are talking about first derivative test and second derivative test. Usually in board examination, board never asks you to apply a specific named method, specifically say first or second derivative test. But here you see first or second derivative test is asked. But even if such type of situation arises, they will always going to ask with the or choice. So there will be the option at least. So you not to worry that, because sometimes students are more comfortable with second order derivative test only. We even as a teacher prefer second order derivative test. Then in case of case study, let me quickly again take you to my website, and there's a link for case study question. I am sharing that folder directly in the chat box. You can always save that link. So class 12 MCQ and case study, they are all provided here. And I am not the creator of all these case study questions. A lot of educators here and there, they must have shared the resources. So I have just compiled and curated everything in a better form at my website. So I'll be going through my website if the time permits, where are the resources you can easily find, because there are a lot of resources available already on my website and I keep on updating it, but most of the educators even may not be aware of it. So I'm sharing that link once again of my website. And as you can see, for the grade 12, class 12 teaching PDF assignments. Now, this may not be required as such, because here, what exactly is done? Say for chapter number 1, formula list, classroom, my personal classroom teaching PDF notes, exercise-wise assignments, NCRT solution, test vagara are there, and then followed by the video lecture for the each topic. So that has been done for all the chapters. But now we are mainly focusing on sample paper. So for that, you can check out the second link over here, class 12 sample paper 2020-23 and other resources. Can you please be on mute? Yeah, thank you. So when I click on this class 12 sample paper and other resources, and let me quickly show you that drive link. So there are a lot of resources already provided to you. Activities for internal assessment. I did talk about that in the beginning. The teachers who are teaching applied maths, lots of resources for applied maths are curated here. Recently only I've added many sample papers, applied math sample paper for class 12. So you can see a lot of sample papers. Some of them are provided with the solutions, the marking scheme as well. Similarly, books by Cbse,
Sir, can we, excuse me, sir?
study material.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
Can we download these sample papers?
Oh, yes, of course, you can. So when I click on, say, right click, you will see there is the option of download at the bottom.
Okay.
So you can download the whole folder as well. Not only file wise, you can
Because
download.
sometime no, they ask that for the subscription and all these things. That's
No,
why.
no, no. I have uploaded everything on my personal account, so you can easily download. When you right
Thank you
click,
so much, sir.
there's the
Thank you.
option for download. Everything is freely available over here. You can easily
Thank you.
download
Excuse me,
that.
sir.
Yes.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, we are not able to convert that PDF into Word, no?
Yeah, that of course
Because
cannot be done.
I wanted to make a question paper from that.
That of course cannot be done, but if you really wish to learn that how to type the mathematics questions, I can arrange the special sessions for the same, because I prepare my all the papers using that only one.
Sir, again typing, because typing and everything is difficult, you
It
know.
is not difficult. It is not difficult.
No, because if it is not able to convert, again we have to type
Yeah,
all
of
the
course.
questions, no,
See,
then.
this is one time your resources. Everything cannot be made available to you. So as you can see,
I know,
as
sir.
you can see,
Yes,
yeah,
sir. Sorry, but
yeah.
just I asked you.
So,
I know. But
say,
questions are very good, sir.
so
Questions
let's
are very
say
good.
I am talking, say, typing one question. So you can see, I can always then talk about the way how this can be done. So can you see the speed, how I am doing everything? That can be done. I can copy and paste that in my Word document directly.
Sir, is this a paid version of Maths Type or the general?
I will not comment on that on this platform.
Okay.
I'll talk about that.
No,
Okay.
that I used to type in this Maths Type only, but
Yeah,
actually,
but now it is, yeah. I mean, if you were using the pirated version, so they have captured that, and you were not able to use that now.
That's
Most of the important features are disabled now.
yes, right, sir.
Okay, so
Okay.
I'll talk about that later.
Maths
So,
also.
yeah.
Can you keep such a session for applied maths also, standard 12?
See, ma'am, I can arrange the such session, but some different educator, because I am not teaching applied maths in my school.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's all, you
Yeah.
know, your lesson-wise question papers.
Yeah. So again, for normal 041 mathematics, one of the sample paper prepared by me. Can you everyone please be on mute? And please be on mute.
Thank you so much. Okay.
Please mute yourself. Please mute yourself, everyone. Yeah, please. Thank you. So even if you are aware of Mr. K. Kumaraswamy, he's creating a wonderful resources. I have curated all those sample papers with the solutions for class 12, which are prepared by Mr. K. Swami only. Right. So you can easily download and check out from here. The Cbse, the pre-board papers for different schools, they are available over here. Today only, 2 days back only, Delhi government had their pre-board 2 papers, morning shift and evening shift, with the marking scheme. They are made available here. And then sample paper. So you can see lot of sample papers are here with the solution key as well inside the paper only. So you just need to explore my website. Lot of resources are available, already available. Then we have lot of study materials, self-assessment test. Then those who are concerned with a Word file, one of the educator has shared this document. So you can always download these Word files having a lot of questions chapter wise. So right click on download, and you will have all those questions available to you. So that is available freely for you. Okay, let me come back to my session. Yeah. So we are talking about competency based questions now. I already shared the link on my website. I'll do once again. Someone was asking about it. Okay. Yeah. So when we talk about competency-based question on a competency-based education in mathematics, CBE, I am having a session day after tomorrow. So you must join that session. The focus will be mainly on competency-based questions. But please do remember, as a common popular misconception, that case when we talk about competency-based, they are case study-based question, but which is not true. Competency based question can be any type of questions like MCQ, very short answer, long answer, any type of questions in the question. And there may be overlapping of different kind of competencies as well. We talk about the Bloom's taxonomy. So wherein we talk about the knowledge, understanding, application, and evaluation, right? So there is a overlapping of understanding and application, or maybe the knowledge and understanding. Same way, there are few competencies such as analytical thinking. One of the sample from the sample paper is already taken here, wherein some table or database question is provided to you, or maybe say the conceptual clarity based question is there, or maybe say some adaptive reasoning, the reasoning based question is there. They are specifically covered as a part of our source based or the case study based questions. Or we talk about the evaluating skills, the formula based, the logical, and then the finding of the relationship between two or more than two concepts, and then solving the problem. So various type of competencies questions are possible. I'll be sharing few ideas in my upcoming sessions as well. Okay, now I'll come to the points which are kept in preparing the marking scheme. I'm fortunate to be a part of CBSE marking scheme committee for past more than 13 years. So what exactly we discuss, what exactly we talk about whenever the paper happened, most of the ideas for the marking scheme, they remains the same, except few of the rules which may be framed there and there itself. So I'm sure most of you, and I'm sure every one of you is aware of these points. Is my screen is visible? Marks are distributed or it is hanged? Is my screen is visible where is written marks are distributed?
It's visible, sir.
Okay, okay. Okay, so my second device is hanged actually. Okay, so we all know about it. Then in very short type answer question, child is not expected to write these steps. So this is what we were referring to. Yes, please, a minute. So child is not expected to write these steps for a 1-marker MCQ question. Direct answer is required. Alternative methods are always acceptable, but try to avoid the JE.
Please kindly mute. Please kindly mute. Let's focus on the thing. Please, it's a request.
Doesn't look nice. I have to tell that again and again. Yeah. Okay. So alternative methods are always welcome and accepted in the CBSE. Even that is told to the head examiners as well. And as a teacher, you must be aware of the same fact. But the child must be told to avoid using their JE or IIT wale shortcut methods. Sometimes the teacher may be new, maybe having only a 2-3 years of teaching experience, or maybe they are not aware of the JE shortcut methods. In that case, child will lose the marks. So avoid those shortcut methods. Maybe say even L hospital rule will talk about for the finding of the limits. This is very, very important.
Sir, sir, one thing I would like to ask, sir.
Yeah.
In increasing and decreasing function, when we are finding the intervals, can we use the wavy curve method?
Yeah, you can always use that, but specifically for trigonometric functions, wavy curve method may not give you the correct answer.
No, only algebraic function I'm talking about.
Yeah, that you can always use. But at the same time, in the marking scheme, if you check, the table is always provided.
Yes,
right.
Sir.
So some of the teachers who are new, they may pre-assume that making of this table is compulsory and they keep the mark for the same. And a child who is not making that table, they may cut half mark for the same. So therefore, even while teaching to my kids, I always tell wavy curve method, getting the answer perfectly, that is absolutely okay. But at the same time, it takes not more than 1 minute to draw that table. To avoid any type of problem, they may draw it.
Sir,
So we
excuse me, sir.
we assume particular value in between the interval and we put
Yeah.
in the derivative. Then is it necessary to get the value, or the just positive or negative is enough?
Oh, no, not the value is important. Only sign of derivative, positive or negative, that is only important and required.
Okay, right. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. This is important.
Sir, one
Yeah.
doubt, sir. One doubt, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, in differential equations, while integrating, when solving the differential equation, that integration has some question like e power x into sine bx form. That e power x eax into sine bx form. Can you use the shortcut method, direct formula for that?
Oh yes,
Or if you want to use
that,
the integration.
that is of course not a shortcut method. That is given directly in NCERT as a formula as well. So that can be always applied.
Sir, is L'Hopital rule acceptable?
No, please avoid that.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Because I have seen few of the educators, because I've been a head examiner, I've already observed number of examiners do not accept that and they deduct the mark for the same. So please avoid the L'Hopital rule as such.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
If the question is copied wrong, then 0 marks are awarded. Please tell your students very clearly about this. Sometimes it happens, they know the whole method for solving the equation XYZ wale approach mein, they know the proper approach, but they copied 2x ki jagah 3x. Marks will not be given. If question is repeatedly attempted, then marks for the first attempt is only given. If child attempts both the choices of the same question, first attempt is only marked. So sometimes it happens, child attempted first attempt, then not sure about the first attempt, they attempt the question again, the or wala choice. That is absolutely okay, but they should cut the first one. Otherwise, the marks for the first will be only awarded. So that is to be told to our kids. Now quickly check out this marking scheme से मैंने screenshot लिया है. Likewise, how the weightage is being divided. Order and degree, half plus half, it is clearly mentioned in the marking scheme. Sum and order calculation, because the question read as find the sum. So sum and order calculation carries 1 mark at the same time. Sometimes student write only 2 as the answer. 1 mark will be given. Remember that. Kyunki he didn't mention about what is the order, what is the degree. Because this is a 2-marker question, step by step marking and weightage is there. Please stay connected. Do not leave the meeting. Only 10 more minutes to go. Your feedback participation certificate link will be shared with you, and few other very important resources will be shared at the end.
Sir, please share your WhatsApp number, sir, because I'm not there in this. I will not be getting that link, sir.
It's on the screen.
Sir, one more query. If a child is answering in the 1 mark question, he's writing the explanation and all, but the answer goes wrong. So will he get some mark for the explanation?
See, it happened only in 2000, I remember 16 or 17,
Yes,
when
sir.
half mark was given.
Yes.
And because the paper was very, very tough, and as a part of marking scheme committee, we discussed that a lot of students they performed quite not well. At that moment, that decision was taken.
Yes,
But
sir.
otherwise, it is clearly 0 or 1. So do not take a chance. If a student, as already mentioned, if a child is solving a question, there are 2-3 steps involved. Instead of writing that in a rough work, child may write down all those steps in a rough language only, but highlight the correct answer. That's it.
Okay, fine. Thank you, sir.
It may be possible if the paper, which is a little tougher, then the weightage may goes to be half plus half as such.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yes,
Sir,
ma'am. Good afternoon.
regarding case study question, when we have 1, 1, 2, 1 markers, 2 markers.
Yeah.
In that case, will the child get half mark?
Yeah, of
Rather
course,
than-
in that case. Yeah. They will be getting half plus half. Yeah, they will be getting. Okay. Now, since time is running, so let me quickly cover tips on how to attempt the question paper. Alternative solutions are allowed, but try to avoid JEE shortcut. start with part B, C, or D, or E if possible. This is my personal recommendation. Utilize 15 minutes of reading time. Practice from past year CBSE paper, compartment paper, sample paper, but at the same time, be aware some of the questions are from the deleted syllabus. They are provided even in the latest private publication sample papers. So tell your students to confirm it from you. And students should attempt at least 10 full length sample, this syllabus based paper, 80 marker, 10 papers. Then only I personally believe they will gain the confidence. Read and understand the question carefully. Try to finish the paper in 2 or 40 minutes and 20 minutes for the revision. Case study, special attention. Not essential to attempt the paper, the questions in the same order. Revise from NCRT exemplar. Avoid silly mistake. This is very, very important, though we are telling this for years to our kids, but they sometimes do commit that. And they must be ready with a proper formula list. So I already have uploaded one formula list of 35 pages, which contains all the formulas which are required for a grade 12 students. Can you please everyone mute yourself? Please be on mute. Okay. So in question related to the graphs, LPP hai, geometry hai, student must use a pencil and ruler only. Since there is a stepwise marking, don't leave any question unattempted. This is a special tip for those students who are even till date getting a marks in a single digit, or maybe getting only 20, 22 and so. Because sometimes there's a human touch. What happens? A child need to score 27 marks or 26 marks to pass in the board examination, and he is getting 23 or 24. So there should be a scope of giving half of marks at some or the another place by the evaluator. So guide your such specific students that they should write all thing, whatever, even they copy the question, they write any formula which comes to their mind related to that particular chapter and try solving that question, whatever way, correct or wrong. Examiner may cut that solution, but they may give the half mark, because that half of marks maybe amounts to 1.5, 2 marks, and child will pass. And that is only for those students. The one who is already scoring 60, 70, 80, 90%, no such marks will be given for such smart techniques. I will skip this study tips, how to do well in the maths. Throughout the years, we are talking to our kids, so I will not cover these slides. Common mistakes committed by the students, and these are the real screenshot I have taken from my school kids years back. So you can always correlate and talk to your kids. The type of mistakes students commit: they do not write dx, they forget to write plus c. Integration mein marks may not be deleted, but for differential equation, writing plus c is compulsory. Please make a note of it. And they create and derive their own such formulas. Tell them that this is not correct. Maybe they do not understand. They know the formulas, area of the cylinder, curved surface, total surface in AOD, but they even commit the mistake. So again, since the time is limited, I will move ahead with certain slides, few of the resources. मैं आपको दिखा देता हूं जो मैं आपके साथ share कर रहा हूं. So here is the link of few resources. I'll share in the chat box. So please save this link particularly. Babita ji, I'm not getting your question. Please guide in solution of differential equations. Is any one form logarithm and exponential acceptable? Okay, yes. Log C. C lena. That is okay. Plus C or log C, that can be taken. There is no problem in that.
So if you the both, I generally guide them if both sides are log, use log as log C. Is that okay?
Yeah, that is absolutely okay. and this is another link wherein you will find
Thank you.
this presentation only. Second
Sir,
link आप open
Sir,
करके
can I
check कर
ask you
सकते.
one thing?
Yeah,
Sir, in differential equations, when we solve the questions, so
yeah.
students they face one common problem that yet the answer given in the back of the NCERT, they're not on their own, they're not able to reach up to the
Yeah,
answer.
of course, because they must have used or followed some different concept, different rule, which is correct. So it is possible that answers of two students and the answer may not match with what is given in NCERT backside. So evaluators are already told about this.
So they will be given
Finally,
full marks.
yeah, they will be given full marks.
Okay. Okay. Thank
Links
you.
are already in the chat box. You see, just where you have typed this, इसी के ऊपर the links are already provided. These are the links. In fact, when I click on this presentation which I have shared with you, this is the presentation which I have shared with you. So in this presentation only, this is what you all will be getting. I already have shared this link with you. And followed by specific tips on how to attempt the paper. And all the links are already provided. There are few other things like error analysis and remediation. I'm sure you all are teachers, you all know about that. Since time is not permitting, so I will skip on that, and directly now I'm going to share the certificate link with you all. So please do not forget to fill this link. It will take just 1 minute. I am even opening that feedback form. Only you just need to provide with your email ID and your name. And please do write in a capital letters only, because that will be printed at your certificate. Then your school name, your city, and then how you're satisfied with the session, your feedback, or any question which is still not covered in this session. So I'll be covering that also. Once you submit the form, you will be getting a certificate like this. Let me quickly show you a certificate as well. So this type of a certificate you will be getting on behalf of GTF and AIEF. Yes. Is there any other question? I'm going. The link is not accessible. Everyone, please confirm. Which link is not working? I have tried all the links. Can you please confirm?
0.09 of link change.
Are you able
It's
to?
working, sir. This
All the
link
links
is
are
working,
The
sir.
presentation link. Yeah, thank you. The certificate one, all links are working. Thank you very much.
Sir,
So
Mr.
please
Amit,
try it
sir.
out. Yeah. Sometimes if you are using, say, your school account, so it may not work well. So try using your personal Gmail account.
Excuse me, Mr. Amit, sir.
Yeah, please.
Good evening, sir. The session
Yeah,
was
good
really
evening.
useful. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
And,
thank you.
can I ask one
Thank you, sir.
doubt,
Thank
sir?
you very much.
Yeah, thank you. Is Matthew sir is still here? Matthew sir, are you here? I can't see you. Okay.
Sir, I
Sir,
submitted the
please
feedback
share the
form
link
also.
to our WhatsApp group also, sir, if possible.
Sir, feedback form link cannot be shared because this is meant only for those who have attended this session. So I cannot, release the certificate for those who haven't attended. Right? I'm sharing.
Not that link, sir. Not that link, sir. Your website link, that links you share.
Okay. Website link, I'm sharing that once again.
Sample papers links.
Okay.
Amit sir,
Yeah.
please once again the small request. Please add my number also in the WhatsApp group. My name is Amit Agrawal.
I have already given my mobile number. You can send a message.
I sent the message to you from my number, sir.
Okay, that I will check it out once I open that. Yeah, I've
Thank you
shared
so
my
much.
WhatsApp number also. Yeah, thank you very much.
Sir, it's a wonderful session, sir. We are very much thanks to you, sir. Learned a lot.
Yeah,
Very nice
thank you.
session, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Sir, please send it in WhatsApp group. What and all,
Give me a second. Let me first please. Can you please repeat what you asked? I have already shared my mobile number. You can send me the.
Sir,
Let me do one thing. Let me
sir, I'm
quickly.
coming around from Vellore.
Yes, sir.
It's a nice session, sir. Thank you for clearing all my doubts, sir.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so
Excuse me,
much.
sir. Excuse me, sir.
Yes, please.
Sir, from where we can get this participating certificate?
I already have shared that feedback on participation certificate link, and 164 have already filled that form.
Sir, is it
But
in
at
a
the,
WhatsApp group or through mail we will get it?
no, it will not be shared in a WhatsApp group. It is in the chat box only.
Okay, sir. Okay.
It is the chat
Thank you.
box. Please
Thank you,
scroll
sir.
through that. I am sharing the feedback form once again.
Sir, excuse me, sir.
Uh,
I have got
only
how,
first 100 participants. Yeah, please.
how to get added to the WhatsApp group, sir.
Sorry, I'm not getting what you are
How
saying. Hello.
how to get added